Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to Cloud Test Lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
We are going to see something about the telecommunication concept. I'm going to make everyone on mute. I made everyone on mute. If you have any issues, any doubts, if you want to stop me anywhere, please make use of your chat. My chat is always on, so I'll answer from your chat. So if you're going to unmute yourself, it's going to create echo. Okay. All right. So as we already discussed, to start up with your mobile application testing, you should be aware of software testing concepts and also about a very few of a 2% knowledge of telecommunication concepts. Just you need to know what are all the terms, why do they call them, and how it got emerged. So those things you need to know about the telecommunication part. So what is telecommunication? It's nothing but you're going to communicate through a signals. So your signal is going to get carried over in the air or over a wire, and you're going to make communication over those signals. So when a communication is passed through a signal, that is what is called a telecommunication, and your mobile is going to act upon a signal, a voice signal is going to get transmitted over air. So that is how your mobile is going to work, and a data is going to get transferred over the air, and your SMS is going to get transferred over the air. So that is what is all put together called a telecommunication here. So fine. So how it got the evolution of the things, evolution of your mobile, evolution of your generations. So we call always 2G, 3G, 4G. What is all those G's? It is all generations. G defines generation. So how come it is going to evolve from one to another? So that is the way they name it as 1G, 2G, 3G and all. So they came up with 2G. So before we discuss about this part, when you take a mobile, when you take this mobile communication, it got introduced into the market with a CDMA technology. You all know what is a CDMA technology? It's a code division multiple access. So when mobile was first introduced into the market among the customers, it was introduced as a CDMA technology. So what is the CDMA technology is all about? To make it very simple, I could say CDMA is something. The receiver is restricted to receive signals only from a particular transmitter and a receiver, not from all receivers. Okay. So I mean to say, your device is being designed in a way that it is going to transmit or allow signals only from a particular carrier. Say for example, if you are an AT&T customer, your device, your handset is being designed in a way you could be always a AT&T customer. you cannot receive signals from any other service or any other carrier. Either from T-Mobile or Verizon, from any other network, you cannot receive any kind of signals. You can receive calls, but not signals. Calls is something different from signals. So your mobile will be working, your handset will be responding only to that particular carrier. It is restricted only to a particular carrier. This is what is called a CDMA technology, what is called code division multiple access. So this division multiple accessing came up with FDMA, TDMA, something called frequency division multiple access, and time division multiple access. What is all these things? Code division and time division and all these things, we are going to see it later. So when mobile was emerged, initially it came up with a CDMA technology, and later they moved something into a GSM technology. What is GSM technology? It's global system for mobile. Okay, it's global system for mobile, which is not at all restricted to any kind of network. The device can be designed in a way it can adopt, switch over to any kind of network just with the help of subscriber identity module, what is called your SIM. Okay, your subscriber identity module defines or decides to which carrier it has to choose upon. So your device will be designed in such a way that it can adopt to any kind of carrier, it can adopt to any kind of network just by using a SIM into it. So that is what is called a global system for mobile. That is what is called a GSM technology. And your later mobiles all came up with the GSM technology. You were just able to insert a SIM and switch over to any kind of network. Now, when this GSM technology initially came, it came up with the 2G technology. I mean 2G, it was named as 2G. What this 2G does means? 2G is something transmitting voice call over voice signals over the air. Your voice signal is being transmitted over the air. That is what is called a 2G. It's just a communicating device. It's a communicating generation. So you are able to just transmit your voice signals over the air. That is what is called a 2G network. Later, they came up with 2.5G, which was again data over air or your text over air. That is what you came up with, SMS technology, short messaging service, which enabled user to transmit data. You are not able to hear? Nobody is not able to hear? Right. I think Sridevi, you need to check your connection. Okay, fine. So 2.5G is something data over the air. So there came up your SMS service, your data, your internet, and your internet was possible through GPRS. What is this GPRS? It's General Packet Radio Service, which was able to communicate with the satellites, and the user, the customer, was able to transmit data over the air. So you were able to access internet also through your 2.5G, and later it came up with improved internet speed and video over internet. Earlier it was voice over internet and text over internet, not over internet, over the air, text over the air, and later it came up with 3G, what was all about, like you were able to transfer your video signals also, you were able to make video calling, improved internet speed. So those things all were possible with 3G network, and again it got evolved as 4G, improved file transfers, improved data speed. So everything came up with your 4G network. So what are all is going to come ahead in the future, they just call it as a LTE, long-term evaluation. So when this slide was prepared, there was no 4G, so it was just mentioned as 4G. So whatever it is going to come ahead in the future, it is just as LTE, long-term evolution. So this is how your mobile has started evolved into the industry. So, okay, it's just about the cellular concept. You need not to be very good in these parts. We just need to know what is all I'm going to say. So, we define the coverage area. We define the coverage area for whatever it is, GSM or this thing. We call it as a cell. One moment.
Hello? Nitya, I'm not able to hear.
Okay, so GSM technology, it came up, okay, fine. So the coverage area, whatever the area can be covered, whatever the area is covered under a transmitter, that is what is called as a cell. We define in the term of telecommunication as a cell, the coverage area. How much area is being covered by a particular transmitter, that is what is called a cell. So your AT&T company or your T-Mobile company decides upon, so on classifying these cells, we have macro cells, which is less than 35, which covers less than 35 kilometers above the antenna roof. Micro cells is something below the antenna roof, and pico cells is a very small coverage area. Extended cells is something max of 120 kilometers. So how much area it could cover? So depending upon the radius, it has been given. It has been defined in the different names: macro, micro, pico, and extended cells. And your carrier company, your AT&T, your T-Mobile people will decide upon. Say for example, it is a kind of remote area, or there are not much customers into this area. There are not much users into this area. In those areas, they will decide upon what kind of transmitters has to be built. You got that? What kind of transmitter has to be built so that it could be a macro cell area or a micro cell area or extended coverage area. If it is a kind of remote area, there are no much people. Only you could see the people who are all roaming. Just a kind of like it's a pathway. It's on a highway. Those areas may need only a macro cells. Okay. Say probably it's probably a congested. Okay, fine. It needs an extended. Say for example, it's a congested area. Okay. On a congested area, you cannot inbuilt a transmitter which could cover a large distance. Here, we do not need a transmitter or we do not need a base station which is going to cover a huge area, but in a congested area, we are in need of something which could occupy more of customers. Okay, more of users. More number of users need to be occupied into that particular coverage area. So in that way, what they will do, they will build their own transmitters in quite close areas. Probably macro cell at a meter of 35, every 35 kilometers they will build it, so that it could occupy so many customers onto that particular transmitter. So deciding upon the customers, depending upon the area, they define and they build their transmitters into the particular area. So this is just a basic sketch diagram here. It's a mobile station. It's a mobile station where your mobile networks all get connected, and this is what is called a base substation system, which has base transceiver substation and station controller. So whatever a call is being made from this mobile station is being routed to this base station subsystem, and the same way on your receiver side. On your receiver side also you have your base station. So from that your calls will be routed to your receiver. So from your mobile station, that is from your mobile device, your voice is being transmitted to a voice signal, and it is being routed to the base station, and the same way it is being given to the base station of the receiver, and the voice is being transmitted as a voice. And on a mobile network, when we are talking about, do you have various kind of registries? This I am not going to explain it in detail because this is all a very basic thing. Not a basic thing, this is not such needed. So you have a switching network. So from your base station, it decides upon to which base station it has to route to. Probably you are making a local call, or you are making a STD call, or you are making a call which is in a longer distance. So this switching center decides upon to which network it has to switch over, and to which distance it has to switch over, and it will pass the transmitter signal as it is. And you have something called registry. What is this registry is all about? If you are a local customer, say for example, Srilata is a customer of Illinois, or probably, okay, Srilata is a customer of Bloomington. She will be loaded into a registry called home location registry. Home location registry. So where it will have all the details about Srilata's number, all the details about Srilata. When Srilata is moving out from Bloomington to some other place, from one state to another, from Illinois she is moving to some New York or somewhere, in that time also her details will be loaded onto a registry which is called visitor location registry. When your details is being loaded into a visitor location registry, only then it is called you are on roaming. On your roaming also, your communication, your communication things are processed. You will be able to make phone calls, you will be able to communicate, but you will be on roaming because your details are stored on a visitor location registry, which is called a temp kind of thing. It will store all the temporary details and it will delete it immediately when you are out of that registry area. So if you are on your local area, you will be on your home location registry. So based upon it, it will collect the details and it will route the calls to the other kind of networks. Everybody is clear until here? Everybody is clear? Just have one more thing. I think Srilata, you have sent me a mail regarding your notes, is it? Alright, we'll send you all the materials and the recorded session in short to you because your team is working on it. So you'll be also receiving these kind of telecommunication documents too. So if you see here, this is what is called a cell. So we have discussed something about a cell. So you see something a hexagonal shape. Sorry, it's an octagonal shape. Okay. No, it's a hexagon only. Okay, it's a 6 phase. I'm sorry. So this is what is called a cell. So this is your transmitter, and how much area it could cover, that is what is called a cell. And defining upon the distance, how much distance it could cover, we name the cell as macro, micro, and pico and extended cells. When it is called a group of cells, it is called a clusters. Okay, when you have a group of cells, that is what is called a cluster. Now we'll little bit explain about the technologies, CDMA, frequency, and TDMA. Okay. I think it will be useful for you if you go through all these notes, because I have explained each and everything in word in detail. So if you go through all these things, you will more know about your telecommunication part. Okay. When you take about the CDMA what is the CDMA technology is all about? Say for example, when you are a user of a particular area. Say for example, you are a user of a Bloomington area or whatever, a small town, okay? When you are a CDMA customer, of AT&T, what they will do, they will allocate a particular space for a particular person. Say for example, there is a person called A in that area, and that A will be allocated to a particular frequency. Though he is going to use or no, it remains idle if that customer is not going to access to it. If the customer is going to access to it, that particular frequency will be used. That particular slot will be used. In this kind, so how many customers? So the available spectrum is being divided amongst each and every customer. So though you use it or no, it will be allocated to you. Whenever you make a call, your things will happen from that particular spectrum and you will start using it. This is possible when there are limited number of users. When there are more number of users and the area gets so congested, in that case, what they will do, they may need to adopt to few technologies like FDMA, TDMA and CDMA. What is FDMA? FDMA is something called frequency division multiple access. That is, they have different kind of frequencies. Okay, they have different kind of frequencies. So each and every frequency, whatever is available in the particular, say for example, if a user needs so much of frequency, that particular frequency band will be converted to him. Not always. Say for example, he is allocated to a limited number of frequency in a normal multiple access technology. Though he is going to use or no, that remains idle for him. Okay, that remains unique for him. So whenever he is going to use, he can use it. If he needs to access to more of frequency, he is going to extend the call, or if he is on roaming, or if he is going to access so much of data, or if he is moving out of the roaming area, he is not able to capture so much of signal. In that time, he may need to use more of frequency, which is not possible because he is restricted to a small amount of frequency to him. So to avoid these things, whatever frequency is available, okay, that will be decided upon the user need. Okay, if the user needs more of frequency, that particular frequency will be adopted to him. So that is what is called frequency division multiple access. Your frequency will be divided among the users. It will adopt according to the frequency needs. And similarly, there is something called TDMA. So TDMA is something, the particular space is available. So at that time, whichever is available, that will be switched over to the user. Okay. Say for example, we have 5 users here, A, B, C, D, E. And A, B, C, D, E is allocated to a particular network, that is an old technology. Now, A, B, C, D, E will not be allocated to any kind of frequency. When A wish to make a call or wish to use a network, when he adopts to the network, whatever that is, he initiates a call. TDMA is something, time division multiple access. Okay. When the user is initiating a call, when the user starts initiating a call, whatever time, whatever frequency is available in that particular time, that will be allocated to that user, and he can be able to use that frequency in a full-fledged way. When it is a frequency division multiple access, depending upon the frequency need, it is adopted to the user. When it is time division multiple access, whatever is available in that particular time, that is being given to the user. When it is a CDMA technology, what is called code division multiple access, it's a combo of frequency and time. So on that particular time, on that particular frequency, whatever is needed by the customer, that will be adopted. Okay, but all these things are restricted to a particular transmitter. Okay, if a customer is going to be a particular customer, AT&T customer, he can be able to do only from a AT&T network. He has no other possibility to change from one network to another network unless and until he is going to completely change the device. But it is not the thing with your GSM technology. You can switch over to any kind of network. Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? I would be happy if I receive comments from everybody. Guys, I know that like this goes as a kind of your ECE topics. Probably if you are on a communication student, you will very well understand this is a kind of your third year, fourth year subjects. But the thing is, you need to cover all these things in your syllabus. But I definitely say you, these things you will never use anywhere in your in your QA testing activity. Okay. This is just to explain you, if they are going to say, probably if your requirement is going to say, if he is a CDMA user, you should not blink at that time, you should not go blank when it says it's a CDMA user. Who is a CDMA user? CDMA user is something called who is restricted to a particular network. So you should know all these things only because your BRD cannot keep on explaining each and every term. Of course, everybody here or almost are experienced person. So when it comes to a mobile application testing, so if they are going to define anything in the terms of telecommunication, you should be able to understand what does that mean. Okay, if he is a CDMA customer, if he is a GSM technology customer, and say for example, he is a 2G user. What if he is upgrading to 3G? So how your application is going to behave? Now you should be able to differentiate what is 2G and what is 3G. What is the big difference between it? So what impact your application is going to play on it? So those things you will be able to analyze when you know about these kind of few definitions, few terms. This is not all Greek and Latin. If you just learn it, you will be able to understand. Just terms are very important. And also the DBs. Do the mobile device have the servers and also DBs? And it's all your device industry decides upon. They do not have a temporary, permanent DB and all. They just have a storing space. That is not a database. But your mobile, this career people, they have their own DBs. Not each and every individual mobile device have their own DBs or the servers. Okay. So those things, your storage space, your server, your hardware features of the mobile will be tested by your mobile device testers, not by your mobile application tester. Okay, your mobile your carriers, they have their own servers, they have their own DBs, they have their own networks to maintain all their records, to maintain all their maintaining all their call functionalities and stuff. Exactly, billing and stuff. So this is something called a frequency reuse pattern, which GSM technology will use. Frequency reuse pattern. So this is nothing. I'll just define you what this is nothing. See here, there is something called a cell 1. Okay, a cell 1. What is a cell? Cell is something a coverage area. So this is a particular coverage area. And what do they do on this frequency reuse? They divide this particular cell into a different cells. One cell is being divided into 7 cells, and the coverage which is being focused to a one cell is being distributed among 7 cells. So you could occupy more number of customers in those 7 cells. Say for example, you have cell 1, okay? This cell 1 is going to occupy area of 35 kilometers. Or fine, okay, it's going to cover something an area of 100 kilometers. Okay? In that 100 kilometers, you can either imagine a situation that 100 kilometers is a kind of highway, or it's a kind of a remote area, or it's a kind of a city busted area. Probably you're a very congested city, very congested city, so too many users, too many customers, too many calls to be done in that area. It's a very congested area. Okay? But everything comes under one category called 100 kilometers. Okay? When, for the first thing, 100 kilometers a highway, you just have the users pass by. You do not need to maintain any kind of home location registry. It's all a visitor location registry. Whenever they want, they make use of that network. Else they will not use of that network. So it is a kind like a user should be always connected to a network. So only then it is being built upon all highways and stuff. Then it comes to a remote area. It is also a 100 kilometers area. You have very less number of users, so there will not be any kind of problem into that area. When the same kind of 100 kilometers but a congested network, it needs different transmitters or different coverage areas should be allocated to each and every user. A cell is something, a coverage area which will be capable of holding few customers, okay, which will be ability of serving to few customers. When the customers keeps on increasing into that particular area, the cell splitting happens. The cell is being divided to 7 or 8 cells. So the cell, the coverage of one is distributed among the 7 cells. So though you have so many customers, though you have so many users, the coverage, the frequency will be distributed among the cells. So these kind of frequency reuse pattern, cell splitting, cell sectoring, frequency allocation, these kind of things will be decided upon the area where we are going to use all these stuff. Okay, you got it? Everybody got it? Everybody got at least a few percent a skeleton knowledge about skeleton? I mean about your telecommunication. Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, so okay, fine. Any comments? You need to go slow. You need to put some more effort onto it. Okay, so I think fine. So while coming for the next day class, I think if nobody has your testing documents, I'm just showing you the testing documents. Srilata, we just started and we have just completed 2 sessions. We have 15 more. I mean, we have some 8, 9 sessions. I mean, 9 solid sessions. Probably 3 or more sessions will be your installation classes, and okay, and a few things will be your mock interview sessions. Okay. Okay. I need everybody. This is what is called an emulator. Okay, this is what is called an emulator. I already told you, which is a virtual mobile device which you can install on your desktop. Okay, this is how your emulator will look like. Okay, before we go ahead for other classes, your second class will all about what is an emulator. Okay, how we are going to install it, and how we are going to install the application onto it, how we are going to access it. Okay. To learn all these things, I need everyone to install Emulator on your desktop. I'm just copy pasting a link for you here. Okay. Please make note of the link which I have copy pasted in your chat. Just now I copy pasted a link in your chat. Okay. Before coming to the next day's class, because for downloading itself it takes something about 12-17 minutes it takes, and it purely depends upon your internet speed. Minimum of 12 minutes it takes, and installation again it's a very big headache. Okay. So I would like everybody to go to this particular link. Here something for download the SDK ADT bundle. Okay. So it will be downloaded as a zipped file. Okay. Unzip this contents and save it in your C drive. Okay. Unzip. So go to this developer.android.com. Go to this. Download the SDK ADT bundle for Windows. Download it. Have it on your desktop or somewhere in your downloads, which will be in a zipped file. Unzip those contents and make a folder in your C drive. Okay, in your C drive make a folder and keep it aside, and we'll see the installation of this emulator in our next class. Okay. And you will be receiving all your notes and stuff in shortly. Okay. So this one you need to download, and about the installation, I think installation all we will be able to see only in the next class. If you would have already got all your documents, we would have already discussed about this part. Fine, I do not want you to dump everything in one day class. So this is all your starting part of your class, and very well you can receive all your
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website H2Kinfosys.com. On our website H2Kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.